Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate the love, the kindness, and everything. Today we are going to be making bagels. We're starting the video by making the videos. As always, I always work with 6 cups. I think it's easier to knead, it's easier to work with. 6 cups of bread flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1 packet of yeast. And you did see me earlier on adding 2 teaspoons of Himalayan salt in 500 ml of lukewarm water, and I added 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then I'm adding my water small bit by bit. I think if you have been following me for a while, you would know that I've made bagels before in this channel, but I thought I should just share it again on this one. And then I did notice that as I was mixing that I put water a little bit more, so I put more water than I was supposed to, so I did add a little bit of flour there. So while that is going, I'm going to start on my soup. That's what we're going to make for today. That's what we're going to have with our bagels for tonight. I'm quickly just going to rinse my peas and then let it cook on the stove slow. This is after an hour, and then I will be punching it down or kneading it a little bit more, because I say it all the time, we use lazy method. Yes, so I'm going to be kneading it for a little bit, just to make sure that the gluten it is developed, and then let it sit again for another hour, and punch it again and knead it again a little bit more, and then once that is done, I will let it sit again for another hour. And the last hour, now after that, is when now we start shaping our bagel. As always, I'm eyeballing the rolls. I'm not weighing them or anything. I do have an option to weigh them, but I'm choosing not to weigh them because I don't see the need for me to do that. I just feel it with my hands. I just make sure that how do I put it? I feel it with my hand, how it fits in my hand, and then I know that okay, it's the same, more or less the same size. They are not completely the correct same size, but they're not far off, which I can work with. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that. So I just roll it. I measure it, and then I take the excess, roll it, flatten it, put a hole in the middle, then roll it into my two hands. That's the easy method that one can do. Is it actually an easy method? Yeah, but it's an easy method. There's another way of making it into a long strip, and then creating a circle, and then after I do have a video in one of my timelines somewhere, but I think I do have it in all of my social platforms. There's that other method. If you are not familiar with it, you can check it. I think it's in one of my freezer meals video. It's there, but this one, that is the one that I used. Now I chose not to go with that one. Another method is to use a cookie cutter, obviously for the size that you prefer. I do have a cookie cutters for all sizes, so I choose the one that I feel like it's good, it's big enough, and how do I put it? It's in the middle. It's not small and it's not too big, because I don't want my bagels to be too open and I don't want them closing off at the same time. So I chose the one that I felt like it was giving me what I wanted. And I think I like the one that I used the cutter with more than the one that I just did with my hands, but they still looked good nonetheless. I sometimes forget that I do have those cutters, and I've had them for a year now, but I forget. I don't make cookies a lot, but I do. I enjoy having them, these ones, the cutters for at hand. But sometimes especially in times when I need them, I forget that I do have them. We are now moving on to boiling them. Should I say boiling them? I don't know what to call this stage, but you're just going to put them into water for a couple of minutes, turn them, make sure that both sides are okay. It should not be more than a minute. This is what is going to encourage your chewiness, or the chewiness of your bagels. So this step is very important. I've never made bagels and just shape them and put them in an oven. I don't think they will be bagels. So this is a very important step of actually boiling them a little bit for a minute or so, and I'm sprinkling my seeds on top. You can use any type of seeds that you want, and I used the one that I preferred. It's sesame seeds and flax seeds. I mixed them, and I am going to transfer them into my baking sheet. The reason I put them on another baking pan, and then I put a rack on top so that the water can drip, so that when I transfer it from the From that pan with rack, um, and transferred into the one that I'm going to use to bake. There's no more excess water. This is how they look after sitting for a few minutes in onto the counter. They continue to prove, and we're going to continue to put them in water, let them sit in a rack, and then transfer them into a baking sheet, and then we bake them at 180 degrees up until they are golden brown. But I always say the baking temperature is subject to your oven. That is going to be where you use your own discretion. On this one, I did add a little bit of pumpkin seeds. This is how they look out from the oven, and they were yummy, 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 yummy. So the other one, I did put the pumpkin seeds on top, and then I did make the plain ones as well. So I didn't count how many I got. I did not, honestly, I did not count how many I got, because they were so delicious. We kept eating them straight from the oven, even before dinner. So yeah, so the pumpkin seeds are these ones. They look absolutely yummy. They were delicious. I love, 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 love bagels. And if you've been here for a while, you also know that I'm obsessed with anything bread. I love bread. I love experimenting with bread. I love experimenting with food in general, but I love playing with dough more, with flour more. So this is our dinner. The soup is ready. I'm gonna have that with my bagel, and this is my breakfast for the following day. I'm going to have my bagels with my strawberry jam that I made previously. I still had a little bit in my fridge, and later on that day I proceeded into making homemade pasta. Now we all know the scarcity of eggs into this country, and at this present moment I decided to go to my friend for eggs. Yes, only to find that it's five inside. Can you believe it? Five, guys. Five. And I had already measured my flour for 3 cups. And I told myself that, it's going to be okay. No problem. Now, this is where the disaster happened. When they talk about disaster in the kitchen, this is that. That's what happened. Oh my God. I was contemplating or debating with myself if I should show you guys this, but I decided to anyway. I decided to show you guys, and okay, don't judge me. I said I love playing with flour, so I was playing with flour. I was playing with flour, and this is the disaster. One of the requirements of making pasta is that you do not break your pool. I carry you create that pool inside. Make sure that it does not break. Like you mixing it slowly. I don't know what happened, and my eggs, escaped, and now I found myself fighting with the flour and the eggs. Hey, eggs can embarrass you guys. They can embarrass you. So anyway, I decided to just mix everything together. I know it's messy. That was not the plan, but things do happen in the kitchen. So I proceeded into kneading it. This was a project for both me and Theo. He always said he wanted to try baking homemade pasta, and then I decided, hey, why not? Let's make it. So we were kneading it together because wow, it was hard. No, I always say that if you look at something on the internet and decide that you're going to try it, oh, like it, when you actually try it, sometimes I wish I could go back to the person that I was watching the video that, man, you should tell us this is hard, you know, especially those who says making pasta at home without a pasta machine. You eliminated or you omitted the fact that it is a workout. It was a workout between the both of us, you know, but it was worth it. It was worth it, and we needed it. um I did add a little bit, maybe a teaspoon or two of water because it was too dry, and here it was workable, and I it looked good, but I do think it lacked a little bit of color because of that shortage of egg. The one, because remember the recipe called the recipe, what does she used to say? I must say, is it recipe or recipe? This child is going to drive me nuts. The recipe called for 6 eggs and 3 cups of flour. So I only had 5 eggs. So I think my dough lacked a little bit of color, and I wasn't going to put any other color onto it. Is this something that I will make again? I don't know. And then after kneading it, they say you must let it sit in the fridge, chill for 30 minutes or so. While I let it sit there for like 3 hours or 4 hours, I think. Yeah. So while that was chilling, I proceeded into shredding my meat. I had cooked the meat earlier on, and I'm going to shred it. I slow cooked it. So I'm gonna shred it. It's going to be part of our meal. So there's a story with this whole meal. In your life, never ever 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 trust agency. My 2000, my 2000 are not trustworthy, guys, at all. They are not trustworthy. But anyway, I shredded my meat. I was shredding it in the bowl, and I realized that it's not working. So I transferred it to the plate, and then I put it aside there, and I went and took my dough from the fridge after taking a bath. So now here's the thing. My Gen Z requested that we try homemade pasta. Ne? Okay, in the morning we did do the dough together. Late in morning, we made the dough together, kneaded it together, and he was like, "Okay, I'm going to wash the car at 3, and then after that we will come and start rolling the pasta." And I trusted him. I trusted him. That child went and spent hours and hours on his phone with his mates or friends or girlfriends. I don't know. I took a bath, and by the time I was done and ready to now, go and roll the pasta. Uh, it's only now that he's going to wash the car. And mind you, he was not gonna give up the car for me because the car is his source of income. He must wash it so that he can get paid. So he left me, guys, on my own. Now I had to roll this pasta that he requested that we make. And I have pasta in my cupboard, store-bought pasta. I didn't have to make pasta. But now I found myself rolling and rolling the pasta on my own. And the plan was to make ravioli, ne? The plan was to make ravioli, but I did 1+1. I'm like, nope, that's a lot of work. I'm going to make normal pasta because I'm doing this on my own. My partner in crime decided that I'm going to abandon my me. Mine is important more than anything. But I'm guessing they telling the truth when they say never come between a man and his money, because he showed me that money comes first. And after, when I was busy rolling this, I was like, I will never, ever, ever trust you again. You know what? He just nodded his head as if he didn't do anything. That's how it looks. This one I used a lot of flour to roll it, ne? And I was happy with how it turned out. The thinness of it, I think because it was the first one that I made, I was able to roll it like a little bit more, like I gave it my all compared to the other one. But all I can say is that homemade pasta is better than the store-bought one, but you must roll it. You must roll it very thinly, otherwise it becomes too chewy. And I think the second one that I made, it was okay, but it was slightly thick, and I could taste the difference between the two of them. But I was happy with it nonetheless. After cutting it, I sprinkled semolina on top. Make sure that, I don't know, I think it kind of separates it. I don't know why they sprinkle semolina. Remember, I'm experimenting, but the recipe calls for semolina to be sprinkled on it, and that's what I did into there. And then I proceeded into rolling the next one. Now here I could feel that, you know what, I'm really working this muscle. So this one I did not use a lot of flour, if not nothing, but there were traces there and there of when I was rolling the first one. So I didn't use a lot of flour into rolling this. You will see as video progresses the difference in color in both of them. Can you see the difference in color? I think next time I'm not going to use the flour, but they tasted the same anyway. So while that was sitting, I let it dry, I proceeded into adding a measuring 70% fat onto the pan, and then added flour. I did not measure it, I eyeballed it. Let's just say for argument's sake 2 tablespoons of flour, And then I used the sauce that the soup or the broth that I cooked the meat into as part of the sauce that I'm going to use for the pasta. And then I proceeded into adding water. I think I added about 500 mils of water into the pan, whisk it, making sure that there are no lumps into the sauce. Don't add your water all at once, add bit by bit, up until you get to the consistency that you want. And I adjusted the seasoning. I just added half of a beef stock, and I did add tomato paste, 50 gram of tomato paste into the pan. Added the rest of the water because I could see akere when the flour is cooking, then it gets, thicker and thicker. And added the shredded meat back into the pan, let it cook a little bit. I was cooking my vegetables on the other side, which is going to be our side. My water was boiling. I added a little bit of olive oil in there, and then I added my pasta. I think 3 cups was just perfect for us because it was enough for us to eat, and then for my husband to get lunch box. And my sauce is also ready. And then I drained my pasta and I added it onto the pan. This was delicious. I don't know how to say it. Try, this was worth it. Making pasta at home, it was worth it. And I was thinking as I was making that you know what, even my lasagna sheets, I'm definitely going to make them myself, but it will be a process, a weekly process. And that's how it looked. And the following day, you can see how many dishes I've got now. I was so tired from rolling the pasta. I did not do dishes. We were all tired. I think we went to bed early on that day. We went to bed early, and then, the following day in my mornings I always do something else before I start the chores. I prefer to start the chores and then cook at the same time. That's how I do it. Not all the time, but most of the time. So now I was starting to clear up my kitchen, to make sure that it's decent. If you know me, if you come to my house in the morning, do not expect perfection. You'll probably find dishes there and there, especially if my dishwasher is running as well. I think yesterday when I was busy rolling, I forgot to run my dishwasher. So I still had a full load of dishes in my washer that I ran in the morning before I could come and do this one. So that was the downside on my part. But anyway, guys, it has been so nice to hang out with you. I enjoy being here. I love interacting in the comment section, though I'm a little bit behind on my replies in the comment sections. Thank you for the likes, for the comments, for watching. I appreciate you every single time when you come here and watch. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. If you have watched up until this far, kindly uh, um, give me a heart emoji in the comment section. I would really, really, really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are doing well. I am watching your vlogtobers, but because it's every day, guys, it gets a bit for those who are, for the YouTubers, my fellow sisters, I'm watching your vlogtobers, but it's difficult to sit throughout, the whole, because there's a lot of you that I like watching, but If I don't comment, do not for a moment think that I'm not watching. It's just difficult. If I do that, I will not be doing my chores. I will not be able to do my things. But I am watching, and I am commenting there and there. Just bear with me because it's a lot. Vlogtober is a lot. It's similar to Vlogmas. It's a lot. Hence, I don't know. I don't know if I want to participate in such because wow, it's a lot, and then it's difficult to even catch up on all of you guys. But I am trying my utmost level to do so. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, kindly do so. Don't forget to hit a notification bell as well, so that you can be able to see my upcoming videos or every time I upload a video. Thank you so much. I hope to see you on my next upload. Bye.